Guys, I just got a call saying I was supposed to do a review for Splinter Cell. I'm not really sure of anything. I've never...
You're lucky this is an airsoft gun.
Just do what you have to do.
I always do, Sam. I always do.
It's been a while since we've seen Sam Fisher suit up and don his classic green goggles, but Ubisoft's highly anticipated release of Splinter Cell Conviction has finally arrived. The latest installment in the franchise promises an entire new take on stealth gameplay and a grittier, more ferocious Sam Fisher. It took Ubisoft 3 years to develop Conviction, so is this final product a shining beacon of hope for the series, or will it just be left out in the dark?
But if you'd like to make an appointment, Mr.
Fisher, I used to work here.
Security alert. Main power is offline. Emergency.
Unlike the other Splinter Cell games, Conviction doesn't start you off with a quest to save the world. All Sam cares about is finding those responsible for his daughter's death, and he's prepared to beat the hell out of anyone who stands in his way. This search for the truth eventually gives way to a bigger, more complicated scheme that threatens the world as we know it, and Sam is recruited to save the day in exchange for the secrets behind his daughter's death. Although some major plot points stem from the previous game, Double Agent, Conviction does a solid job of filling you in on the most important details through the use of memories that are cleverly displayed on the surrounding environments. Sam's thoughts, emotions, and even mission objectives project themselves on nearby walls and buildings, and to be honest, it's a nice touch on the presentation. We don't want to give away any more of the story, just know that you'll learn everything you need through the use of quality, one-on-one time with the bad guys. Gameplay is untouchable, but very different from anything you'd expect from a Splinter Cell title. Light meters, audio levels, and the overall level of cautiousness required in Sam's past adventures have been stripped away, leaving pure, unadulterated badassery. The new Mark and Execute system works great with the revamped style of action stealth gameplay, and is appropriately put in check by the need to perform hand-to-hand takedowns before you clear the room with a simple push of a button. Now, many may consider Fisher's newfound brutality a break in character as well as gameplay formula, but it's important to realize that in the real world you either evolve or die, and this holds true even for video game franchises. Yes, Conviction is not your daddy's Splinter Cell. The campaign is noticeably shorter than its predecessors, and seasoned gamers shouldn't have a problem completing the game on its highest difficulty. However, if you give the new gameplay a chance, it won't be long before you find yourself plotting the demise of your enemies with glee. Trust me, interrogation set pieces weave the story and gameplay together so well that the violence will have you replaying missions just to see what else in the environment you can use to Jack Bauer your suspects with. The presentation of Conviction is what truly shines. Even in the darkest of places, the stripped-down heads-up display is quite possibly the greatest innovation in the game. Like I said earlier, objectives and memories will play on different surfaces throughout the game, but another nice addition is the transition to black and white that takes place whenever Sam steps into the darkness. Some people complain about this taking away from how the game looks, but to me, this was a great way to keep me immersed and not always having to check the upper right-hand corner of my screen for a gauge when something else might be happening on the screen in front of me. Another aspect of gameplay that fits well into the presentation is Sam's last known position. When enemies lose track of Sam, a white glowing outline stands in place of your last detected location, which acts as a perfect distraction for your enemies that also gives additional tactical options. Trust me, Translucent Fisher plus Remote Mine equals awesome! Replay value. It is surprisingly high for such a short game. The single player story is only about 5 hours, give or take your difficulty, but you will find yourself going back over and over again to see all the hand-to-hand takedowns, completing PEC challenges, or just for the fun of going through a level a different way, because like every other Splinter Cell game, in Conviction, there are a plethora of different techniques, enemy spawn locations, paths, and tactics you can use on every level. With the addition of an immersive co-op campaign and a number of multiplayer modes, this game should keep you entertained even after you plow through the story. While the game has problems in a few areas such as the occasional awkward execution and a laughable sonar goggle glitch that makes itself known the very first time you strap them on, Conviction for the most part has its bases covered. Story gets an 8.5. It's emotional, immersive, and entertaining enough to distract you from the fact that deep down, it's just a cliche Hollywood blockbuster. Design earns a 9. The graphics are well up to par, but the musical score is truly enthralling and especially picks up around the climax. Gameplay, it also gets a 9. It's more Arkham Asylum than Splinter Cell, but once you get past the difference, you'll have hours upon hours of fun. Presentation brings home a 10. Sam's memories are cool and original, which is something hard to find in today's pile of shooters. You'll feel just like Jason Bourne, you know, minus the shaky cam. Replay value manages to earn an 8. It's no Left 4 Dead, but Conviction will spend more time in your console than any other installment in the franchise. With all of that said, I'm giving Splinter Cell Conviction a 9 out of 10. You did good, Sam. You did good.